are back with panels 27 and 28. First, a dad joke. What kind of sickness does a martial artist get? I will reveal that answer when I complete this panel. So these two panels pretty much start the home stretch of my build, and also the next 4 panels we get to build the remaining 4 eyes from the glow-in-the-dark Lego. Super excited about that. This one, the colors are going to be all over the place. Got black, got glow-in-the-dark, got purple, got blue, got dark blue. You name it and we have it in this panel. So there we go, we are started. I was really hoping to get this build done this weekend. Does not look like that's going to happen, because I really have to get the parts ordered for the other mosaics I need to do for Brick Fair. So the one that had the most votes as of yesterday was Tony Stark's arc reactor. So I will be doing Tony Stark's arc reactor, and it is going to come off of the panel, and I'm going to use trans blue and light blue, or trans blue and trans clear for the center, and then I'm going to buy a light kit to actually light it up. So that will be a very neat effect, and I'm super excited to see how it's going to turn out. And of course, you guys will be with me along the journey, so you will see how it goes as well. All right. Outside puzzle has been done. I'm going to build the eyes here in 1 second. All right, there's one set of eyes done. So this part in between the eyes is going to be light bluish gray, and I think these two and these two should be light bluish gray. I have to see what I did for the other ones, because it is a trial and error. Like if I build this with purple here and sand blue here, when I actually look at it, like stand above it, take pictures and inspect the pictures, it looks really weird. It throws me off. So I'm gonna do above and below exactly the same way I did Eric Carr's and Gene Simmons' eyes. So these will be kind of empty, but they will get filled in. They're just not staying empty. And as a mosaic builder, I do that all the time. I know I've talked about it, but when like you're building it here, panel by panel, you're like, is this really going to turn out like how I expect it to turn out? And then I set it up, take pictures, and it never disappoints. There's always times where I make edits to it, just because how it looks building it, and then staring and then looking at it, and then looking at it with my eye and then looking at it through the lens of my phone camera, it always, like I said, looks different, and I want to make sure that it looks the best it possibly can for the client. So I am probably my own harshest critic in that aspect, but it's, to me overall, it's what I would expect if I asked somebody to make something for me. I'd want them to be overly critical about it. And thanks to a couple people on Instagram, one of them is Heather's Bricks, and I can't remember the name of the other one, but instead of the little black Technic pins, they use friction pins that are longer. Let me actually grab one real quick. They use these pins, which give bigger mosaics a lot more sturdybility. Makes them a lot more sturdier. I don't think sturdybility is a word, so I'm going to give those a try on this one, since this is so massive, and I was putting it up on the easel that I'm going to use at Brick Fair, and it literally came apart and dropped on the ground. Thankfully, none of the studs came off. Just the panels came apart, and one of these small Technic pins did break, but I have a ton of them, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But I have actually broken quite a few of these small Technic pins in this build. I don't think I haven't broken nearly on any other build than I have on this build. There we go. But like I said, I have plenty of them, so when I break one, it's not that big of a deal. It doesn't hold up a project or anything like that. Just more of a nuisance because they usually, this side usually breaks off, so it's broke off in there. So I have to take another one and push out the broken piece, which doesn't take very long. Friday night we went and saw the new Elvis movie, and I will say it was amazing. It showed the kind of the inner workings and the behind the scenes stuff that went in that happened between Elvis and Colonel Parker. If you thought you knew a lot about Elvis before, you may just learn something new about Elvis that you may not have known. And granted, it is a Hollywood production, so directors and writers usually take liberties with certain facts and circumstances. Yeah, you may, like I said, you may just learn stuff that you thought you knew about Elvis, and maybe you didn't know about him. Austin Butler, who plays Elvis, said that he did about 50% of the singing in the movie. I think the 68 special scenes were all used Elvis's actual voice. Austin Butler is an amazing actor. So if you do have a chance, if you have an interest in Elvis at all, or just want a good picture to watch, I would definitely recommend the Elvis movie. Alright, the rest of this is this blue color. So finish that up, and then you will get your dad joke. All right, there we go. And like I said, these are going to be light bluish green. So it's not that I'm leaving them empty. It's just I don't have them out on my table at the present time, and I need to verify that all 4 of these were light bluish green on the other ones. So, for your dad joke, what kind of sickness does a martial artist get? Kung flu. Grab panel 28 here. Let me get my pins in, and I will give you your joke. All right. So the joke. Why didn't the dog want to wrestle? When I complete this panel, I will give you the answer to that. So here's panel 28. So see the eye there? It's going to end up looking like this. And you see all the black there, and so the majority of the color are in here. So those 2 will be dark bluish gray, and those 2 will be light bluish gray. So this whole side right here is going to be black studs. Or not this side, this column is going to be black studs. It's about the last 5 rows are all going to be, with the exception of probably about 10 other colors, are all going to be black studs. So you will see me put in those colors over here. That way I can get all this side done, and then just focus on putting in the black studs. That's how I prefer to do it when I have a decent amount of one color that I have to use repeatedly. Is I like to do all the other colors and then leave the majority of the colors to finish when I'm okay. 2, 4. Oh. All the rest of this is black studs. So we're gonna focus on getting the rest of these colors in, so that way I can get the black studs in. And so pretty much you'll see me pretty much fill all this in. Sorry, I put the eyes in too early. All right, there we go. And the last stud. There we go. There is panel 28. And 27 and 28 together. So, for your dad joke, answer. Why doesn't a dog want to wrestle? Because he's a boxer. Thank you, and I will see you in the next build.